Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we doing? How are we doing? Hope everyone's having a wonderful morning. I hope everyone's good. You said you felt like you were waiting for a Teams meeting? That's funny. That's funny. I hope everyone is doing well. We're going to go ahead and get started here in just a moment. We are going to get into some debates. So that means is if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background in the box, we're only looking for some debates. Just make sure we're good everywhere. Looks like we are good across the board. All right. Guys, we have the daily gift goal, which is the little pink heart puffs. If we can knock those out a couple of times, it will push us out to the FYP. So please, please, please remember, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. Knock out the daily gift goal. Share the live maybe once or twice. That would definitely help. But reposting the live helps more than anything else. So absolutely share the live out to someone maybe once or twice, but repost the live and knock out the pink heart puffs, please and thank you. That is the best possible thing that we can do to boost the live and hopefully get some debates because, you know, they've been running scared of your boy lately, which I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Anywho, you guys know how we do it. Let's go ahead and get this party started. Boom.
You stepped in a box. Now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here. You better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in shame. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats to get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit. Hey, step in if you dare. Truth hit hard like a punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana. I don't care what you claim or your background. Facts only, if not, get clapped down. Whether you're left or right or you don't even vote. If your logic is weak, I'll sink your boat. You talk slick, but you ain't got source. Just vibes, that ain't power, that's force. I'm the test, the trap, the trip, the call.
Hey.
You slip once, I'm snatching it all. Yeah. Step in if you dare. If you dare. Hit hard like a punch in the air. In the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. Yeah. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. No. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana. Step in if you dare. Hit hard like a punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana. Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning, beautiful people.
This is flame space.
Good morning.
You wanna
Hi, baby says the song is stupid. ASFL. Yeah, okay. Hey, Kai, baby, you love it. You love it. I'm gonna mute you. Get in the box. Come and tell me about how stupid the song is. I sent you a request. I would love to hear from you. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP, guys. It is time to end the war, and I figured out how to do it. So get up here. Let's talk about it. Hi, Jonathan. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Yeah, I disagree with remove white men from power.
Okay.
I just think.
Wait. Hold on one second. Just for TikTok purposes, no offense, you sound a little young. How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born?
2008, February 25th.
Okay. All right. Perfect. We can get into it, Jonathan. So you said you disagree with the point as far as remove white men from leadership. Okay. Before we go too far, though, Jonathan, question for you. Do you know who I am?
Yeah, I've heard of you. I've seen Dean before. You've been on Dean.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Well, Jonathan, would you mind if I gave you and everyone else a proper introduction to not only who I am, but what this is?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, perfect. One moment here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?
Guys, welcome in. This is a Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana, and guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to these little 1-cent gift goals. Right now, it is the boom, chili peppers. If we can knock those out, that'll boost the live. So please do that. Also, let's get the likes up to 75,000 likes. And if you disagree or if you're a Trump supporter, get in the box. Jonathan, you said you want to start with, you disagree with the point of removing all white men from power. So why do you disagree with removing white men from power?
Well, I just think so why do that when we can just put more of other people in there? Like, why remove everybody? Because wouldn't that would just cause the same problem there was before of that group not getting their representation in power, would it not?
Not at all. So wait, do you think is it your premise that if we remove white men from power, that white men would become marginalized, or is there a worry that they're going to be?
You said all white men from power. So
hold on 1 second. Let me finish my sentence.
Sorry.
Do you think that it's a case that they're going to be marginalized, or do you think that it's going to be a case where they would actively be harmed by being removed from power?
I think it's more of don't you think everybody should get their voice in some sort of power? Don't you think that? I get there's too many. I will admit there's too many, a majority of white people in power. That's a problem. But to remove all of them, I think.
Whoa, hold on. See, and for some reason, people keep kind of getting this one mixed up because it doesn't say all white people. It's only
you said
specifically
all.
Speaking. No. You keep saying people. I'm talking about white men. I'm not talking about white women. So white women will absolutely still be able to control, maintain, and have power. We're only specifically speaking about white men.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's that. I could just whatever. That's fine. I was kind of thinking it as all people, but
no. The premise of this is based off of the marginalized groups that have been overwhelmingly harmed by white men holding all the power. And so where we are, especially with this war, I've said this a million times, this war was started by a Jewish white man, and the attack from the US was brought on by an orange white man. And now our defense or military arsenal is being perpetuated by a drunk white man. So the actual issues, even with this war, and I mean, the totality of our country, it stems from white men. And so everyone else is marginalized in some way or the other, including white women, because they're a woman. So I don't have an issue with having white women in power. It's just white men.
Okay, well, I just need to put. I agree. That's fine. I just need to say one thing. I don't support Trump. I'm not bad. Please don't nobody message me or anything. I thought it meant all white people.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming up. Thank you. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We are only looking for some debates. Hi, Jay, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Jay, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Okay. gonna assume
Oh
that
my
that was
God,
a
I don't know
mistake,
how
and
I
I'm gonna
got
go ahead and just
added.
drop you down. Yep, no worries. There we go. Again, guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates, and I figured out how we actually go about ending this war. And I think it's important that we get this war over and done with, right? And the way that we do that is, first and foremost, we start by removing U.S. presence. I think the fact that the United States of America has completely been a dominant force on the world stage, and it needs to stop. Period. I think that cutting ties with Israel is necessary, and it's at the least, it's the least that we can do. Let me say, Fluffy. What did they say? Hold on one second. Does that mean he doesn't view white women as people? Oh yeah, that's what I thought. It absolutely. You know what's been funny? What up, Brett? You know what's funny? The fact that people keep coming up here, specifically white men keep coming up here, and they keep going. They read the prompt, and then they'll say, I don't agree with removing white men from power. And then as soon as they get past that point, they immediately go into, well, you're getting rid of all white people. Which speaks to the fact that for some reason, these white men that keep coming up here arguing this point, they don't consider women as people. They don't consider white women to be people. Because obviously to them, if we're saying remove white men from power, then there's no one else to have power. That's interesting. Welcome in, Amanda Raid. W's in the chat for Amanda Raid. As you guys get in, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin to boost the live. And can we knock out the pink heart puffs? Also, guys, W's in the chat for Susan. Susan sent a $25 donation and saying, thank you for all that you do. Have a fantastic day, Susan. You are absolutely amazing. W's in the chat for Susan. Thank you so much for that $25 donation. Guys, if anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Like I said, if you disagree with any of the topics on the background, get in the box. Going back to what I was saying, we need to cut ties with Israel, but we also need to ban any politicians that actually takes APAC money. Who is Fluffy and why are they actually like, where's this person at? Because they apparently are doing a lot of yapping in the comments. I want to see what's happening. I'm so confused. I heard said white women mean first one, white men corrupt. There's a lot of yapping in the comments. I'm not sure what's happening, but hey, mods, you guys know what to do. If there's someone in the comment and they're thumb thugging, get them up here. We don't play those yip games in the comments. Hi, Broken. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
I disagree with something on the background.
Okay. What do you disagree with?
This may be controversial. I don't give a fuck. But I think it's not only white men, and this is coming from a white woman. I think it should be all white people. White people have been running this country since, America has been whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we just need everybody else to make this world a better place. White people just keep destroying it and destroying it and destroying it.
Well, so what I'll say about that is the actual the reason why the prompt specifically is targeting like white men is because of the patriarchal system. I mean, I hear what you're saying as far as like the power structure and upholding whiteness. And more than anything, we need to actually destroy or abolish white supremacy. But like the entire point that I'm trying to get across at this moment at the very least, is that white men are the ones that continue to marginalize everyone else because they have access to power. And so, yes, there is a conversation as far as the responsibility of white women as far as the entire power structure. But just like there's a conversation there is for like all men when it comes to the power structure and, you know, how the patriarchal system works. And so while I'm not going to push back on you, I will say that that doesn't necessarily agree with the topic on the background. That just kind of expands it. So I appreciate you. Is there anything else that you actually disagree with?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
I'm firm supporter. I love you. I've been so terrified to come up here. I'm shaking right now.
You did great.
But I love you. Thank
Love you as
you.
well. Thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate you.
Have a great.
You too. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. And if you disagree, meaning like, not that we should expand what I'm saying, but you like actually don't agree with what the point is. That's how we disagree. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Man, no, Santana. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I do disagree with something.
Okay. Which point do you disagree with?
The presence of global presence.
Okay. So you don't think we need to remove the United States global presence? Okay. Tell me why.
It's just being a service member of myself and the two last wars. I think we just need to have our fillers out. You know, we need to have our connect with the whole world, and especially in our NATO presence. And so I believe that, you know, because of that, you know, and plus where I've been, there's places where the city that the military base in thrives off the presence of military presence. So why not put that all around the world? I mean, we don't need to we don't need to have huge bases around, but at the same time, you know, why not have small filler bases for not only the military presence, but at the same time, do you not feel it helps? It helps to the fillers.
So when I say remove the U.S. Presence, it's not me saying that we don't need to be involved in any type of global affairs or anything along those lines, because I do think that we need to support our allies. I think that's one of the biggest things that we need to do, and something that the Trump administration has actively went against. I think that's why we're in the position that we're currently in today, where we have attacked a country based off of the word of Israel, but then all of our allies have been reluctant to actually support us as far as allowing us to use their military bases or even coming to support us when it comes to the Strait of Hormuz. The point that I'm getting to is that we need to take a defensive posture, meaning that the fact that we are going offensive, that's absolutely not necessary. I think that we also need to ensure that, howdy partner, the U.S. is not the most, is not the biggest presence in every single country. We have, 750 to 800 military bases across the globe, and that not only stretches the amount of money we have to spend on the military, right? Which is right now our budget's a trillion, and they're advocating for 1.5 trillion. But then it dictates more young men and women, more bodies to actually keep this thing going. And that's why even the Congress just passed a piece of legislation that auto enrolls anyone who is between the age of 18 to 25. They're auto enrolling them to selective services. And then at the same time, they increase the actual age for enlistment from 34 to 42. So the actual and military industrial complex takes hold in multiple ways, whether it's the amount of money you have to spend on it, the amount of bodies that you have to throw at it, or the fact that it forces everyone else to continue to build their military. So the point that I'm making is I think that we can support our allies. We can still have a global presence, and we can respond but we don't need to be the most overwhelming force in every single area.
I agree. But at the same time, isn't it okay to have a lot of fillers out there just to be okay? Like, how can I say this? Like in countries like, well, we have, of course, South Korea. That's of course, Germany, of course. Places in Europe. It's okay to have small bases out there just to, hey, we're here. Also, you think military presence doesn't help those countries' economy as well?
Yeah, it does. It does. And again, I'm not saying that there's not some sense of benefit, but I believe in soft power, right? I think the fact that the Trump administration has undermined USID has been one of the worst things for our country. And so while at the same time, we can continue to have like actual presence, we can continue to have support of our allies, but we don't need to be the biggest, baddest person in the room in every single country. It may differ depending on what country, what area, and what our allies need. But just to have like a massive presence in every single aspect, that doesn't make sense. Now, like maybe we need to sell our allies more equipment. Maybe we need to keep like small troops or whatever in certain areas. Like maybe we need more. And I'm good with that, depending on what's needed, like with our allies. But like the fact that we have almost 800 military bases across the world, there's no other country in the world that does that. And it just speaks to the fact that we have been in this perpetual military industrial complex since World War II.
Well, okay. So correct me if I'm wrong. Why do not keep military presence around the world, but at the same time, bring our NATO allies training into our country? Like we always hear about, let's say we're all in these other countries doing these military missions, but we never hear about random countries in our country going on missions just for training reasons, purposes.
Sure.
It's like in Iraq. We were in Iraq. It was just United States and Iraq. Afghanistan, it was international security assistance force. It was over 20 countries helping us. So are there 20 countries in our country now doing training missions? Why we don't really hear about that?
Sure. Give me 1 second. Sorry, 1 second. Hey, Travis 3772 over on YouTube. I'm putting you in timeout. Come debate me, coward. I don't care about what you're saying in my comments. And like, I'm watching the YouTube comments now. And guess what? I'm about to start putting you all in the cocaine and clutch. I don't care about you whining in my comments. Click the link, get up here and debate me. Like, if you guys aren't going to actually have the testicular fortitude to actually get in the box, I don't care what you're saying in my comments. My comments is not your safe space. It is not your safe space. We don't play those weirdo games. Get up here and debate me or either go on mute. I don't care which one. Sorry, I apologize. Yeah, like the idea that our allies absolutely can and should be like an asset that we like train and get to the point of ensuring that, they have the ability to hold their own. And I mean, I think that speaks to like joint military efforts, but like, especially now with this current administration, the Trump administration doesn't have or doesn't even have the desire to have joint military efforts. Well, hell, they don't even desire to have like our military with our people in it. They keep kicking people out, but then they're trying to like whitewash the actual military in multiple ways. So like, I hear you and I agree, but I still don't think, like, think about this. The United States of America has been a destabilizing force across the globe in multiple countries, and it's led us to where we are today. I mean, we've led so many regime changes. We've, we've funded coups. We've actually went in boots on ground to different places, and it hasn't put the world in a better place. It's just made the world more in chaos, and you see the conflict growing. So I don't think that's a good thing.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. I was a private in Iraq. I'm final magistrate, and then 2 years later I was in Afghanistan.
You got really low for some reason.
I apologize.
No, I'm just saying there's something going on with your audio.
Okay. I'm not sure. Do you hear me clearly? Good.
Chat, is it just me? Because it just sounds like you got lower.
I'm here.
I mean, I can hear you. I can hear you. It's just that you sound a little bit lower. Yeah, they're saying that you're quiet and muffled. I don't know if like you're
you better.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you do, okay. So I don't want to keep your time. It's just it's I at beginning I liked I liked Trump. I did. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
And the times that I served actively was under the Obama administration, which I proudly did. But Trump, man, the closet came open on this guy, and it became suspicious and blah blah blah. And now here we are. So it's now I debate you on. Only thing is the global presence. I think we need global presence.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to be in a lot of areas around the world just to have fillers on what's going on. Just because, not only because it helps us, because it lets us know what's going on. So that was all, brother. I don't want to keep your time, but you know.
And what I'll say is like, I agree in the sense of, again, I'm not advocating for removing all of the U.S. as far as our allyship. I just think that it would be beneficial to not only the U.S. but the world if we took a step back and actually reimagine the way that we use our military, right? I think that, again, since World War II, the military-industrial complex has absolutely been rampant throughout our country, which has affected the rest of the world. And like we're on this course where every single country seems to be ready to escalate tensions at a moment's notice. And I think that it's dangerous and it's being perpetuated by what we do. So, but anyway, I appreciate you coming up and I appreciate your perspective.
Yes, but lastly, before I go, please give me 20 seconds. Do you think other countries should let us be a base? Like Uganda, Romania.
I think that if with the other countries, if we're allies, I think there's a conversation between like what's needed from our allies versus what we do. I don't see the necessity for us to have bases everywhere, but I do understand that depending on the situation, depending on our allies, abroad, that it's going to be different. So I don't think it's a cookie cutter answer for every single situation.
Understood, Ms. Santana. Hey, thank you for your time, man. Until next time.
All right, absolutely. Thank you. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're over on YouTube, you see I'm muting you clowns. And I keep dropping the link. Get up here and debate me. I don't care about your feelings in my comments. Hi, Braden, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Oh, fuck. I did not mean to join up. I'm so sorry.
All right, no worries.
I'm putting my phone in my pocket.
No worries. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. BS talking points, liberal BS talking points, talking in circles. Hey, Yeety 1002, you get up here and debate me, you coward. I'm putting you in timeout. If I'm such a liberal with liberal talking points, then come and debunk them. I just dropped that link in the chat again. Get up here, you coward. They are so tough when they don't have to stand on business. Like that shit is mind blowing. It's mind blowing. You guys are such cowards. The only thing that you want to do is hide in your safe spaces, and you don't want to defend anything that you have to say. And you know for a fact, the reason why you won't come up here and debate me is because you know you don't know anything. You know that if you actually tried to challenge the premise of anything that I'm saying, you would be intellectually dog walked because you don't know why you believe what you believe. You just know the fifis and your tum-tum are strong. That's the only thing that you got. You guys are so mediocre. The only thing that you have is your feelings. That's the only thing you guys care about. And the fact that you allow your feelings to dictate not only your perspective of reality, but you allow your feelings to actually impact everyone else. Your feelings have literally sent us to war. Your feelings has literally crashed the economy. Your feelings have literally stripped rights away from women, from the queer community, from black and brown people, from you, you idiot. Your feelings are why we are here today. And guess what? I don't give a fuck about your feelings. They're not valid. Your feelings are not valid. I care about empirical data. Come prove me wrong. You can't do it. That's why you won't come up here. You can't do it. You're not built that way. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Something on the background. Do you think it's a good idea to sink down to a lot of the white men that are in power, sort of sink down to their level and remove them from power on the basis of their color of skin? I mean, you know, surely we should kind of be better than them.
Well, a couple of quick questions. Are you an American citizen?
No, sorry, but I just wanted to ask that.
Okay, hold tight for just a second. Landon, whatever, 16, it doesn't look like you're loading. If you are still listening, request back up. I'm going to drop you. It doesn't look like you're fully loading in. Get up here. So the premise as far as removing white men from power, I mean, that's not about the color of their skin. That's not what race is. But also, like, being better than them. Like the issue that I have with the premise as far as being better than them is, one, this isn't done. Like, this isn't a decision or a statement that I'm making based off of like racism or sexism or anything like that. This is literally an actual premise that I'm making based off of the current conflict that we're in and the existential crisis that we're facing. So it's not necessarily about like race at all. It's more than that. Hold on a second. Hi, Evie, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Evie, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
That was a complete accident. I'm over here talking to my 10-year-old and I guess I popped it. I'm so sorry.
No worries. So yeah, I mean, the actual premise that like it's we should be better than them, or it's solely based on race, that's not what it is. It's based off of the 250-year history of our country.
I just thought, like, as a black man myself from the UK, I mean, there's a lot of things going on here, you know, with Nigel Farage and reform and all that. I don't think I'd want all white men out of power. I don't know. I just don't feel like it's right to sink down to their level.
Yeah, well, so when you talk about the United States of America, the United States of America, it has a 250-year history where 90% of the power has been held by white men, right? House, Senate, presidency. And the creation of our Constitution was specifically created for white men that held power. And so when we take a look at the fact that they, over the history of our country, has disenfranchised anyone that's not white men in multiple ways, we can talk about like having, you know, representation or whatever the case may be. But the fact is that historically they have overwhelmingly harmed anyone that's not a white man. And again, the war that's being perpetuated today is literally driven by white men. And so if we don't address that, then it's a problem. And also, I just want to kind of like make sure that that I call out the fact that it's about the actual issue that we're having now. It's not about removing white men from power forever, but the place we are as a country, we have to do something to impact massive change.
Okay, thank you for answering, man. I was going to say one thing as well. Fuck Trump. I fucking hate him.
Absolutely.
Scum. I can't believe he got in office. That's disgusting.
Yeah, he got in office because of people's feelings, but I appreciate you. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down.
Fucking disgusting.
Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me, guys. Let's get the likes up to 100,000 likes. Also, please, 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 can we knock out the high bears? That's the daily gift goal. W's in the chat for Danny. Danny sent a $1 donation saying, these fools being like, you clearly stated on your background. Wait, you clearly stated background topic made me think that you were saying something else. Yeah, I don't understand how they can read the background and then think that the background says something else. We can't believe it either, buddy. Can't believe what? Oh, yeah. Okay. W's in the chat as well for Natalie. Natalie sent a $3 donation saying, hey, Santana, love your work. Due to the USA, the UK is increasing the spending on defense. Exactly. To find money, they cut the DV services a lot. We have a national declared DV epidemic as 9.1% of women suffered in March of 2025. Or I'm sorry, you said March 25. I'm assuming that's March of 2025. Like, listen, this is what the military industrial complex does. And W's in the chat for Natalie. Thank you so much for that donation. Guys, if anyone else like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat. I will read that out. If you disagree with anything on the background, get in the box. We are looking for some debates. But that's the type of stuff that the military spending actually perpetuates. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Yes, sir. I'm a Trump supporter, 100%.
Okay. Which point do you disagree with the most? Where you like to start?
What you mean cutting the military budget? Start from there.
Okay. Do you disagree with cutting the military budget?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me why.
I disagree with cutting the military budget because, I mean, it's going to expose our military as being degrade our military to a weaker standard of modern warfare.
Okay. All right. No. The military budget as of right now is $1 trillion. We have the largest military budget in the world. If you take the next 14 countries and you combine all of their military budgets, our budget is still the largest military budget in the world, even if you combine the next 14. If you take our current military budget and you cut it in half, we still have the largest military budget in the world by $300 billion, right? So knowing that we have such a massive military budget, and you couple that with the fact that of those next 14 countries with those largest military budgets, 11 of them are our allies, and one of them we're at least friendly with India. So 12 of those 14 we're friendly with, in the sense that we wouldn't have to worry about any type of military conflicts. So like, even if we did cut the military budget, it's not going to cause some type of massive fall off or anything like that. It's just going to be something that we could actually use the money on and do a lot better. There's a lot more that I can say, but I want to stop there and allow you to respond to that.
Well, the reason I said cutting the military budget is wouldn't be feasible for the future. For example, I mean, outside of the continent of Americas, right? How many countries have nuclear weapons outside of the continent of Americas?
A lot. I can look it up.
Yeah. So I mean, in the Western atmosphere, the United States is the only mainland that have a nuclear weapon.
9 countries currently have nuclear weapons: Russia, the United States of America, China, France, the United Kingdom, Pakistan, India, Israel, and North Korea.
And 8 of those countries are in the Eastern atmosphere.
Okay.
So I mean, to downgrade our budget is not making any sense when all these countries have aggressive weapons and they could do whatever at any moment, anytime. Could be today, could be 100 years from now, 50 years from now. So I think we need to keep on develop our military component by investing.
So help me understand this, because again, even if we cut the military budget, that's not actually changing the nuclear stockpile that we have. And even more so, that doesn't affect R&D. Do you know how much we spend on, again, our military budget is $1 trillion. Do you know how much of that $1 trillion we actually spend on R&D?
No.
Give me 1 second. I want to make sure I get the correct number. 1 second. So with the military budget of the $1 trillion, it's estimated that about $130 to $145 billion is spent on R&D, research and development. So about 15% of the overall budget, right? So even if we did look at cutting the military budget, I'm an advocate for redefining the way that we spend the money, right? And the fact that the Pentagon hasn't passed an actual audit in a long time speaks to the fact that we aren't properly spending our money. Do you know what Pete Hegseth had to do in the month of September?
No.
Pete Hegseth had to spend $93 billion in just the month of September, not overall, but just that 1 month. He had to spend $93 billion. And so since he had to spend $93 billion in order to meet the necessary spending for the budget, he had to buy things like steak, lobsters, crab legs, recliners, ice cream machines, Apple products. Like, they had to spend this money on just random shit in order to continue to justify their budget. So the point that I'm making is that if you take a look at the amount of wasteful spending that occurs with our military budget, the fact that every president keeps funding the military budget year after year, presidency after presidency, like, it is not necessary. We can absolutely cut our military budget, still have the strongest military in the world. We can work on strengthening our allyships across the world. We can reallocate that money and allow that to provide social safety nets for for the people in America, like universal health care, a free public option for college. And we can do all of those things while still, like, we can reallocate the spending to increase pay for like our servicemen and women. And we can also address like how the benefits that we actually give our vets, like, all of this is encompassed because we have so much wasteful spending within that current budget.
Well, a certain point that you're hitting right now, I do agree with you, especially when it comes to healthcare. I do agree with you 100%. But it's just the I mean, you could allocate money from any other different sources, different sources, different. Like, for example, we just lost a couple $1 billion to Minnesota. Over there, we don't even know where that money go to Somalia, or we don't know where that money go. That's
absolutely false. That's literally not true. Like they did
the
investigation.
I mean, I'm not assuming.
Yeah, well, but the idea that like we're wasting money with money that we're sending to Minnesota to go to Somalia. Like that's false. Like, that's literally false.
Well, I didn't do the investigation, right?
But again, like the entire point is, this is what's mind blowing, right? What did you think about Doge? Like, when you heard about Doge and what they were planning on doing, what were your thoughts?
It was amazing.
Okay, so you like the idea of Doge?
Yes.
Okay, I think the idea.
Yeah.
I think the idea of Doge is amazing. I think what Doge actually did, though, was criminal, because not only did Doge not find any waste, fraud, or abuse.
Oh, they did. They did. They find like almost a couple $1 billion. They found wasteful money that was spending wasteful, like people taking private events, going for spending a couple $1,000s. What's her name? The Somali lady there, she become a billionaire.
That's not true. You're literally perpetuating misinformation. Ilhan Omar did not become a quote unquote millionaire. That's just not right.
Yeah, she did become a millionaire. Yeah, she did become a millionaire.
Prove it. Give me a source. Give me a source that verifies that somehow Ilhan Omar became a millionaire based off of any type of additional allocated funds. I'm going to finish my sentence though, because like I said, Doge did not actually find quote unquote waste, fraud, or abuse. The question I have is, if they found fraud, if they found waste, fraud, and abuse, who went to jail?
The investigation is currently going on still.
What investigation? There's Doge has been shut down. There's no more Doge. Did you know that?
Well, no, not. I don't think it's being shut down. I think Elon Musk just move away from.
No. I'm not talking about Elon Musk. I'm talking about Doge as a complete entity has been shut down. There's no more Doge.
Yeah. So this.
Now, can you tell me if there was waste, fraud, and abuse? Who got charged and who went to jail?
Well, as I said, the investigation is still going on. It's not under Dutch no more. What investigation? Can you tell me specifically what investigation is going on with Doge? Investigation on that Somali lady and her husband, and all they make
Ilhan Omar is not under. You're absolutely wrong. Ilhan Omar is not under investigation.
Oh yeah, she is. Absolutely she is. They just brought her into and asked her a couple questions. So she is on the investigation.
Got it. I see what you're saying. So it looks like recently the Justice Department actually brought Ilhan Omar in and this is from the House Oversight Committee. So, but this has nothing to do with Doge.
Well, like that's what I'm saying. I don't know why.
The House, the House Oversight Committee. I'm saying, tell me what waste, fraud, and abuse that Doge found. I'm talking about Doge.
Doge was the one who made the indication that there's robbery going on in Minnesota, and they sending money to terrorist group, and then the
Doge didn't.
Yes, they found a lot of money that's missing.
Okay.
But even Elon,
perfect.
Elon
you know what?
Musk
That's fine. That's fine. I would love to see a source that Doge actually sparked the investigation that's occurring in Minnesota. Because fun fact, the investigation that's occurring in Minnesota started when Biden was in office. So go find that for me, and I'm gonna pass the mic to Kobe. Hey, Kobe.
Hey y'all, sorry my hair kind of looks crazy today, but I just wanted to raise my hand. Ilhan Omar was not found of doing fraud, neither her or her husband. I know that this is an active witch hunt in my opinion, and that's only because Trump just is a racist, and a lot of Republicans too. So no, there is, as of now, there is no evidence to state as a fact that Ilhan Omar became a millionaire from Minnesota fraud. What I do know, though, right, since I know that people like King Money like to focus on Somalis because you guys are obsessed with them. I mean, I don't blame you guys. I'm also kind of obsessed with Somalis. They're awesome. What we do know, though, is that Trump actually does not give a damn about fraud because he pardoned Todd and Julie Crisley when they were charged with doing fraud. By the way, Trump granted them full pardon. Michael Grimm, who was a former New York congressman as well, he got pardoned by Trump for tax fraud, even though he pleaded guilty in 2014. Glenn Casada and Cade Cothran, who were former Tennessee House Speaker and his chief of staff, also got pardoned on federal corruption charges that included wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering. Adriana and Andres Camberos, who were siblings who were pardoned as well in a scheme involving the sale of counterfeit 5-hour energy bottles. Also, you had Michael Flynn, who was pardoned. You had a lot of business executives, about 88 pardons actually, that were actively tied to white collar crimes such as money laundering, bank fraud, wire fraud, all types of fraud. Who else also committed fraud, was charged with fraud? Jared Kushner's father, Charles Kushner. Trump not only pardoned him, but also gave him a job as the American ambassador to France, right? So I think it's kind of like hypocritical and selective that you're perfectly fine when white people do the fraud and the white people get pardoned, but then, you know, you just make up ish on random Somali people
Well, I'm
without
not
any
making up
proof.
stuff. Kobe,
You are.
Wait, hold on one second. Hey, Athena, for extra
Yes.
credit, because I knew all of those things, but for extra credit, do you know how much Donald Trump has actually pardoned as far as people who have been involved in fraud? Do you know how much that he's canceled out for the total amount of repayment to people that have been defrauded?
How much?
You don't know?
How much? Tell me.
Almost 1.1 trillion dollars.
Trillion, but it's okay because all those people have the complexion for protection, right? So because they're white with a capital H, it's perfectly fine that they do fraud. King Money's not going to focus on them. He's just going to focus on the
I never
black
seen a white
people.
person before, so I don't know why you call him white.
You don't care when the white people fraud. I'm sorry,
okay?
the total debt relief was over 1 trillion. Why don't you care about that? Why did Trump pardon that much?
I'm sorry.
Why did he
1
pardon that
billion,
many people?
not trillion. Sorry, that was me. My bad.
Well, 1 billion.
I just
My
want to show
bad,
my
my
evidence of that the Somali lady being
Wait, can you address what I said? Why don't you care about the fact that Trump has pardoned over 88 people that have committed fraud?
Well, I have to take a look into that. But as far as my evidence showing me, I'm talking about the Somali lady today.
No. Can you address that though? You have it right in front of you. Why did if Trump cares so much about fraud, why did he pardon people? Like, for example, Charles Kushner, who is the current ambassador to France. He was in prison because he was charged with fraud, and Trump pardoned him and then hired him. So if he actually cares about fraud, why does he pardon them when white people do it?
Well, I don't know. Their fraud might be different, but Ian Omar.
No. Focus on this. I'm saying again.
It's illegal. She married to her own brother.
Okay. Hold on. No. King Money. Again, why is it okay when white people do fraud, but it's not okay when? Well, I mean, it's not okay. We don't even know if she even did it, Ilhan Omar, right?
Well,
but why is it okay if white people do it? Why aren't you outraged by that?
Look, the evidence is right here. It's right here.
Can you answer my question? That's a YouTube video, my guy.
It's not a YouTube video. It's not even.
What is that? What is the source? What's the source?
Wait, just tell me what the source is. I can put it on the screen. If you just
go Google it. Just Google it.
Right. Just read the title and tell me where it's from. I can pull it up.
Okay. I give it to you right now.
He keeps pivoting, by the way.
It says, how did Ilhan Omar make her money?
Again.
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm sorry, Athena. 1 second.
She leave from 6
Wait, hold on.
million.
Hey, yeah, that's fine. What's the actual, like, you told me the title. Where's the source from?
I actually went to Google.
Yeah, where's the source from? Google isn't a source, because I'm sitting here and I've been looking at this information. So I'm looking at the information from the House Oversight Committee. I also have information from the New York Times that I'm looking at as well that I want to talk about. But like saying you went to Google, that's not the actual source. What's the source?
Well, okay, I don't have the source, but I could tell you what I read, what I found. Right, I read it out to you.
I don't know what you found. That does nothing for me, because like I have sources here that, again,
so my source is not valuable because.
Hold on 1 second. I have the House Oversight Committee that I'm going to show you. I also have the New York Times that I'm going to show you, but that's fine. Can you please directly engage with what Covey said, and then we'll talk about your AI overviews versus sources right after that, okay?
All right, bet. So for what Kobe said, I mean, I have no idea what's going on with those pardon this, pardon there, pardon that, but it could be a different type of way. It could be for I don't know, different type of way. I don't know, but
No, it's fraud. It's fraud. It was all fraud. The 88 people that Trump pardoned, like the Grizzlies, for example, they did fraud. Specifically, what they did was they were sentenced in 2022 because they had obtained millions in loans with false documents, and then they later declared bankruptcy, right? So because they defrauded the government, or like they took millions, right, in loans. They defrauded the United States, and then therefore they got sentenced
defrauded
in 2022.
the United States? What you mean by defrauded the United States? Are they from an international
They
country?
obtained millions in loans with false documents.
Well, did they send it to an international country like Omar did?
Again, do you care about fraud, or is the fraud okay, but just sending it to an international country is bad?
Well, internal fraud is different from external fraud.
Wait, so internal fraud is okay?
Well, I mean, it's not okay, but it's different from
Okay. So what's the difference between internal fraud and external fraud?
Oh, wait, okay, because for Omar, she was sending money to the Somali terrorists. To the
prove that. Prove it.
Yeah. Also, you know what? Hold on, because I want to kind of nip this in the bud and like shut this point down, because not only is it nonsensical, but it has nothing to do with anything. So the point that I want to go to is that we were originally talking about Doge, right? That was the entire point as far as Doge, and we were talking about the military spending because we were talking about wasteful spending, and we were talking about Doge. And you brought up, well, they did find fraud because they found the quote unquote fraud that Ilhan Omar actually engaged in. Like that was your entire premise, and that's how we got to where we are.
Yeah, because you said allocate.
Sure,
money
hold on. I want to end this point right now because what you're saying doesn't make sense. Would you like to know why what you're saying doesn't make sense?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, 1 second here.
We can't see. Oh, now we can.
Yeah. All right. Read that for me.
Under Biden administration, Justice Department began expanding Elon Musk finance.
Examining.
Examining it.
So this talks about how the review of Representative Ilhan Omar campaign finances started under the Biden administration, right? Mm-hmm. They say that they saw an unusual spike of influence into her campaign, and so they started to actually review those campaign finances. Now, again, it's been active for over 2 years. The Biden administration didn't find any substantial fraud, but they opened it up, and they have left it open, which has now been picked up and weaponized by the Trump administration. And that's where it's continued to go from. But the point that I'm getting to is that you're sitting here saying that Doge was the one that actually found the quote unquote fraud. It's absolutely wrong, because again, the investigation started under the Biden administration. What you're saying,
but the Biden,
no, hold on. I'm going to finish what I'm saying. What you're saying has no merit. That has nothing to do with Doge, because Doge did not find any quote unquote waste, fraud, and abuse. So what I would like for you to do, is actually give me some quote unquote waste, fraud, and abuse that Doge found, and tell me where we can actually verify the waste, fraud, and abuse that Doge found. I'm going to thank a couple of people. I'm going to give you a moment to do that. W's in the chat for Cody. Cody sent a $10 donation saying, Santana, sorry for requesting. Thank you for what you do. I watch your lives when I can. First I missed was this weekend because I got married. Hey, congratulations, Cody. W's in the chat for Cody. You and your new companion. Much love to you and yours. Thank you so much, Cody, for the 10. W's in the chat for Emily for the $10 donation, saying I'm Fluffy from the chat. Oh, Fluffy, hey. I'm so sorry. I wasn't trying to thug your comment section. I severely misunderstood another comment. Apologies to you both. I have mad respect for you and your community that you created on TikTok. It's full of a lot of really great people. All good, Fluffy. Thank you so much for not only the love, but we're good. Sometimes it's friendly fire. I accidentally do that all the time. W's in chat for Joseph for the $2 donation, saying Doge went after the FAA because the FAA was investigating SpaceX after the CFPB, who had complaints against Tesla, and USAID, who was after Starlink. Doge was Elon Musk hit squad. Exactly. I was going to talk about that, but since Joseph already laid that out, W's for you. W's in the chat for the donos, guys. If anyone else like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send the super chat and I will read that out. Guys, we have Athena up here. Make sure we're taking care of Athena. Please, please, please show Athena some love. Make sure that we are gifting Athena. Make sure that we are hitting her pay links, checking out the link tree in her bio. Do all the wonderful things. Keep tapping the screen, share the live. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background. We're only looking for some debates. I didn't realize Dan was in the request. Hey, Dan.
Hey, Santana. Hey, Athena. I just had a quick thing to say, but I am going to have Kobe. Yeah. I just wanted to say hey real quick. I was going to pass it right to her, but I wanted to say hey once we got you up. All right, Kobe, floor's yours.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, you want to know who else funded T organizations? I mean, we know that Ilhan Omar didn't do that because we know that the number one people who fight against Al-Shabaab are literally Somalis, right? So there's this misconception that they support it. They don't. But do you know who did fund Al-Shabaab, by the way, Santana?
Who?
Let me show you the video. Hold on. Prepare not to be shocked because it's the usual suspects.
Mr. Roman, are you aware that we are sending $40 million a week to the Taliban?
Hold on. Wait 1 second. Hold on. Wait. Wait. Okay. So what did he say?
To the Taliban.
Yes, sir.
Can you name other instances of foreign aid going to terrorist organizations?
We have assisted Al-Shabaab in Somalia. There's been instances of the Hamzi network in Sudan, Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Hezbollah, Qataiba, Hezbollah, Hayat Tahrir al-Shams in Syria. Dozens of terror organizations have received indirect assistance from U.S. foreign aid. Let's use...
Oh! The American government.
But he says indirect. He did not say direct.
No. But he said the American government.
But
isn't that crazy?
Did not say direct. It's indirect.
No. But did the money land there? Yes or no? Did the money land there? Yes or no?
Indirectly.
No, I don't care whether it's direct or indirect. Did it land there? Yes or no?
Did they put the money in his hands?
No. Not specifically in their hands.
Yes. You're being disingenuous now. Hey, did you find that sources specifically?
Yes, I did find the sources. I found the sources right here.
Okay, so you give me the source of what specific waste, fraud, and abuse that Doge found.
Okay.
What's the title of your source and where is it from?
Oh, 1 second. Doge found what did Doge found? Doge found the Somali daycare.
Wait, no. Again. The only thing that I need you to do is read the title and tell me where it's from. I'll give you an example. This is how you do that. The title of the source that I was just showing is under the Biden administration, Justice Department began examining Ilhan Omar's finances. This is from the New York Times. That's how you give me the source.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, so I got a source right here that it says early 2026. The Dodge led by Elon. That was when Elon Musk they flag.
Is this the title?
Yeah, this is the title. Yeah.
Okay, read the title.
So they flag and terminate.
No. Again, read the title. You're telling me what they did. I want you to read the title of your source.
I actually put it up in Google, so
that's fine.
It's an AI overview.
I know it is, Dan. I've been on his neck about that one. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, I don't need to listen. I don't need to put AI to prove anything. I mean,
okay, then if you don't, then give me an actual source. Like, okay, I'm gonna give you an example I'm gonna give you an example one more time. I'm gonna let you find a actual source, and then we're gonna let Dan speak while you're finding the source. So again, the way that you give me a source is just like this. My source for saying that Doge did not actually start the investigation into Ilhan Omar is the fact that there is a New York Times article that is titled, "Under the Biden administration, Justice Department began examining Ilhan Omar's finance." That's the source. That's how you do that. Now, take a minute. You go do that. Dan, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Okay, so first of all, hey, Santana. Hey, Covey. You both have been doing amazing. And I'm just going to add a couple small things. So first of all, before we even get into the issue that he was about to bring up, I just want to get it out of the way. The idea that Doge found the Somali daycare fraud is wrong on several fronts. So just to knock that out. Number one, calling it Somali daycare fraud is misleading, given that the main culprit of that fraud was a white lady. But putting that aside, that fraud was investigated once again during the Biden administration, just like Representative Omar's finances. The investigation started during the Biden administration, so not related to Doge. Additionally, if we go back, I just want to point something out. When you were talking about Representative Omar and her alleged fraud, but you then handwave actual convicted fraudsters that the Trump administration, actually Trump himself, has pardoned, and just said, well, that might be other types of fraud. You don't even know what Santana or Athena were showing you. You genuinely know. You said, well, that might be. It should have been right there. You stop in your tracks. Look at that number. Look at the pardons. Look at the convictions, and say, okay, let me look into these. Clearly, I don't know. My algorithm has absolutely decimated my brain. Let me look into these and compare. Because right now, what you're doing is you're holding alleged fraud committed by someone you don't like to a higher standard than proven, convicted fraud.
Well, none of those people was inside the government at the time when those so-called fraud was going on. When Ilhan Omar, she actually fraud. I'm looking at the documents right here. Investigation was going on in the Minnesota COVID-19 era of the federal charge and nutrition program. She also used that too to do fraud. So all those money that was going for COVID and for nutrition program in Somalia, in Minnesota, that was going into their pocket and sending it to Somalia for terrorist groups.
I'm just gonna beat a dead horse here.
Also, wait. What's your source on that?
My source is right now. I got my source at
Well, careful, Santana, because if you ask him his source, it might violate TikTok terms of service. Because I don't think they're going to let you. But I don't think they're going to let him show his asshole on live. So I think.
And from what other stuff, right? Report indicated.
Hey, no! Stop! You keep making these claims without substantiating one. I just need a source. I don't want to hear any more claims. Can you just give me a source? I will put it on the screen.
For one that I just gave you for the COVID era federal charge nutrition program, that was just on CNN and it was all over the news before.
Yeah, that's fine. What are you looking at? What source are you currently using?
I don't think you find my source valuable, so I'm like.
So what source are you using?
I look in Google. What did Dodge found in Elon?
Google is not a source. It's a search engine. What's the name?
That's my search engine right now.
I'm not saying what search engine. I don't care if you're using Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo. None of that matters to me. I just want to know the source of the information. What's the source?
Well, it was on CNN. It was that's my source so far.
Okay, so are you saying that you're reading an article from CNN?
No, I'm not actually reading an article, and no, let me show you. Let me show you right now.
No, don't show me. Just tell me where your source is so I can put it on the screen. I'm literally
That's what I'm saying
trying to put it on the
Santana,
screen.
You just put on Google and just Google the shit and just bring it up yourself.
Google is not a source, slap nuts. I've given you an example multiple times about how you give a source. I need the title and the actual place where the source is, and don't say Google. New York Times, and the title is Biden administration Justice Department started the examination of Ilhan Omar's finances. That's a source.
Okay, so I got it. It's AOL. AOL.
Sure. Give me a second here.
Yeah.
AOL what? Wait, AOL like the
it's okay.
The phone company?
It's okay.
I'm pretty
One
sure
second.
he's using one of those sample discs that they used to mail out. I think he's on his 12th hour.
That's okay.
AOL.
It's okay. We play stupid games. We win stupid prizes. W's in the chat for Benjamin for the $5 donation sent. Oh, they found billions stolen. Cool. Where's the report? Exactly. W's in the chat for Benjamin for the $5 donation. Guys, we got a bounty. Fuck that. $150. If you want to add to the Kick Fund, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. $150 bounty to get him out of here because you play stupid games and you will win stupid prizes. Just an FYI, you officially have a bounty on your head. Dan, Athena, you guys got it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Listen, I feel like so what King Money basically says, what King Money is telling us is that, like, you know, white people can commit fraud and it's perfectly fine. They don't have to be critiqued. They don't have to go to jail for it. They can be pardoned and that's perfectly fine. But if let's say a black person does it, then oh dear Lord, King Money is gonna come for you, right? So specifically Somalis as well, because for some reason King Money is obsessed with Somalis. But yeah, so you still haven't addressed why you're not as outraged by all the white people who committed fraud.
As what I said, Kobe, no, these so-called white people that you're talking about, they didn't send the money to terrorist group to provide.
So fraud is okay.
Well, I mean,
fraud is not outraging you.
Well, not the fraud specifically. The fraud is outraging.
Wait, because you came up and you said you had an issue with the fraud.
Yeah, but I'm going specifically with the people that comes into the Americas and use fraud to benefit terrorist groups outside of America.
Okay, what about like countries like the UAE? Are you pissed off at them? Because they also have been caught funding like who is it? There was that mysterious suitcase from like the UAE that was caught being smuggled into, was it Al-Shabaab or was it Boko Haram? One of the two.
I thought it was.
Well, of course I have a problem with the UAE. The UAE is unaliving millions of Sudanese people. Of course I don't like the UAE.
But it's America's ally.
Also, let's not disregard the fact that he's perfectly fine with the U.S. funding terrorist organizations, but not anyone else funding terrorist organizations.
Well, Santana, it's not like the money would go directly to terrorist groups. It went to Afghanistan government, and they do whatever they want to do with the money.
That's not true.
Yeah, because I mean, in Iraq, would you say that? Go ahead.
That's not what was in the clip that that Covey showed you.
Well, the clip said indirectly. It didn't say we send money directly to terrorist group. It said indirectly. That means it goes to someone else, and then it goes, and then the terrorists eventually get to it some way, somehow.
Wait, I think I found his source. Okay, I found the AOL source, guys. Here we go.
Stop this.
Danny, you see, Danny, you just want to believe the lies. Anyways, the way that conversation even brought up, because he's saying cut the first topic we jump on was cut the budget for the military, and I
so yes, we talked about the cutting the military budget, and we have ended up here with you making unfounded claims. So what I would like to do before we get back to the premise of cutting the military budget, I need you to do one of two things. I need you to either concede that Doge did not find waste, fraud, and abuse, or give me a source that proves that Doge found waste, fraud, and abuse. And I want to remind you that you do have a bounty on your head. And so the chat, if they don't like what you're saying, if they don't like what you're doing, they have the ability to get rid of you. So lock the fuck in and give me a source or either concede. I don't care which one.
Well, for the Dodge, I concede for the Dodge because I don't have further evidence to show you to convince you that
Perfect.
The Dodge actually started.
Perfect. Okay. So the reason why I brought up Doge and talked about the waste, fraud, and abuse, going back to cutting the military budget, is if Doge actually wanted to find waste, fraud, and abuse, why did they not examine the wasteful spending in the United States military budget if we've already verified that Pete Hegseth had to spend $93 billion in the month of September on steak, lobsters, all this other stuff? Hey, what up, Philip? Holy shit. That is fucking crazy.
W Philip in the chat.
Holy shit. What up? If Doge wanted to find actual wasteful spending, why didn't they go to the military budget?
I'm just going to go off of so far what I saw Elon Musk did in the first quarter of being a Dodge leader. I think he did went off the military industry for a small period of time, and that's why Donald Trump decided he's going to increase the military funds.
So are you saying that Doge specifically cut spending with the military budget, the Pentagon, the DOD, any of those avenues?
No, they didn't cut budget. They actually look over the wasteful money that is spending on the military stuff that's not supposed to be spending.
Okay, so
invest that money into a different.
So tell me where you're getting this from, because every other report has said that they did not go towards any of the actual military budget. So help me understand where you're getting this information from.
I mean, that's what I heard Elon Musk said when he came into the White House. He said he found a lot of money that's wasteful spending all over the place.
Wait, can I say something? Are you saying that Elon Musk found fraud?
He was a leader of Dodge, yes.
Okay, so can you do you know that Elon Musk has been formally charged with fraud and also found liable?
Kobe, I'm the one
and at least
formally...
no, hold on 1 second. In 2018, right? The SEC charged Elon Musk with securities fraud over tweets that he had made in which he said he could take Tesla private at $420 per share, and that funding was secured when in fact the deal and financing were highly uncertain. And that was literally fraud, and he was charged for that. And in 2016, in California, they found him liable for defrauding Twitter shareholders, right? Because he had made materially misleading statements that actively depressed the stock price. Also, currently, he is facing an ongoing fraud lawsuit over his delayed disclosure of an early Twitter stake. So you're okay with Elon Musk being actually charged with fraud, but you haven't found no evidence that Ilhan Omar has done fraud. No evidence that she has sent the money to Al-Shabaab. Nothing at all. You're just speculating at that point. But you're perfectly fine with Elon Musk doing fraud.
Well, I'm not the Justice Department, okay? So I'm not speculating over your COVID.
Wait.
What?
Hey, you said Elon Musk actually did investigate the wasteful spending throughout the military.
Yeah.
Cool. I accept that. I just looked it up. You're absolutely right. Question for you. Do you know what the actual waste, fraud, and abuse within the military budget was found to be, and I'll even tell you that the actual amount that they declared that was waste, fraud, and abuse was $80 million. $80 million. Do you know what that $80 million was connected to?
Specifically, no, I don't. What it was connected specifically, no, I don't. I'm assuming it's like humanitarian crisis or something like that.
It was all connected to DEI programs. So they cut wasteful spending, including DEI training and defense human resources activity. So the focus area was completed as far as the cuts to quote unquote DEI initiatives and increases that have occurred throughout the United States military.
Yeah.
So again,
You might not be by her phone. Miss, you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, you want to speak on the prompt, please?
Yes. Should broke men be allowed today in 2026? No. Please be stable and be responsible. Invest in yourself. That's it.
Just say you up next.
Nice. Absolutely. So should broke men be allowed to date in 2026? Under no circumstances should broke men be allowed to date in any year, in any century, in any lifetime, not even in the hereafter. Okay, broke men should not be allowed to date because they are walking disasters with empty pockets and entitlement. All right, they don't listen. They glorify excuses. They act like that the world owns them, owes them. Okay, a crown while serving chaos, emotional bankruptcy, and unpaid labor on silver.
Budget, not for, and again, the military budget is $1 trillion, right? $1 trillion. And they found 80 million, and it was all related to DEI programs. Why would they do that?
Well, so Department of the Government, do you find that that's I don't think that's the only thing that I actually found, but
that I'm literally telling you the breakdown were only targeted the $80 million, and this was done, the majority of it was done in the Air Force, right? The bulk of the actual DEI programs were in the Air Force, but the $80 million was all directly connected to DEI programs, everything that was cut. So again, can you please tell me, why is it that with them quote unquote finding waste, fraud, and abuse, it was all connected to DEI?
Yeah, because I mean the DEI, I mean it was doing a lot of. First of all, it was not spending the money that it was supposed to spend on the border, and it was.
Wait, you said spending. Wait. What does DEI have to do with the border?
Well, I mean, I'm just giving you an example of the people that comes into this country that rely on food and rely on.
Right, but what does DEI have to do with the border?
Well, I mean, when these people was coming across, especially New York, the DEI was giving them free money.
Okay, this man's fighting for his life. Absolutely making shit up on the fly.
Chicago, they were getting free money in Chicago from DEI too.
Wait, hold on. Chicago was getting free money from DEI.
Yeah.
What does DEI stand for?
You want to know what it stands for?
Yeah.
Department of Government Efficiency.
Oh my God.
And there it is.
Oh my God. King Money, bow out, please. You sound defeated.
He needs to
hold on. 1 second. King Money.
Yeah.
So it makes sense now. The reason why they cut funding for DEI programs is because it stands for what? One more time?
Diversity.
No.
Equality and
No.
inclusion.
You just said it stands for Department of what?
You got me by the balls right there, man. But that's what it is right now. I tell you, if diversity, inequity, and inclusion.
Diversity, equity, inclusion. Do you know what that stands for?
Yeah.
I mean, what does that comprise of? What does that make up?
It's an ensure workforce group of including people, a just process, create environment where everybody is inclusive.
Okay, so let's just say I grant you that. So why are they only cutting money that's connected with ensuring that there is inclusion within the military?
Well, I mean, okay, we're just going to be blunt right here, guys, because I have nothing against trans people. I have nothing against
DEI has nothing to do with transgender people.
DEI was funding
no, hold on, lock in. DEI has nothing to do with quote unquote trans people. Please.
They were funding. Okay.
Go ahead and say what you were about to say.
I'm saying the DEI was funding that type of agenda in the military.
Wait, so DEI was funding transgender people in the military?
Yeah.
Where did you get that from?
From the number one, the diversity, race, gender. They're spreading the race and gender as a propaganda in the military.
Wait, so being transgender is a race?
I mean, no, it's a gender, right? And before, you don't know if you're a man or a woman. It was like a gender race in the army. You don't know.
Okay, so
man and you don't know where to go.
So just to verify, you just found out what DEI stands for, right? And now that you just 2 minutes ago found out what DEI stood for, you're now saying that DEI funds transgender people. W's in the chat for Philip. We know that you don't have, holy shit, that's crazy. It's fucking crazy. We know that you don't have any source, right?
I do have a source.
You do? Okay. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to let you give your source. I think Jeff wanted to say something to you really quick, and then I'm going to let you give your source.
Go ahead. Hey, what up, King Money?
What's going on, brother?
They cooking you, right? Like, we can agree that, but I got a different question because I don't care about none of this. Who are you doing this for? Like, who is this for?
It's for the greatest nation on the planet, America's.
No, I'm saying who's paying you? Like, who are
nobody paying me, man? I'm just doing it for me.
So you are
getting paid.
You are letting this intellectual train get run on you for free?
No. He is getting paid. King Money. We both know you get paid. Why are you lying to Jeff?
Kobe, I don't know why you're assuming these stuff that I'm getting paid. You're just making assumptions.
I'm not assuming. We both know you get paid. Stop lying.
No, we both know you're assuming.
Look, let me draw the inference for you, King Money.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Since you've been up here, spouting out like inane talking points, the funny one was when Santana asked you for a source and you said, "My source, I have my source right here," and let your voice trail off, like it was a squirrel that we were all gonna get distracted by. The xenophobia in the chat has expanded 30-fold, right? Those are what I call handlers. Right. So the inference is that you're here performing for them. And the more you can look like a fool, right? This is what we call step and fetch it type stuff.
Yeah.
They can say, "Oh, look at him. He's not," and say all the stuff that they're saying. So it's entertainment. And that's the inference that I'm drawing, that you're getting paid, because nobody would want to look like a fool for free on purpose.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I mean, both you and Kobe could assume whatever you want.
Well,
but,
hold on 1 second, because I'm gonna let you speak. I'm also gonna let you give your source. I do want to read this one dono off really quick though. Tori, W's in the chat for Tori, and I'll tell you guys why in just a moment. But Tori said he keeps interrupting Athena. F this man. I'm used to using super chat, but you're a wonderful man, Tori. You are way more wonderful than anybody that I could sit here and say, like, especially me, Tori wanted to make sure that she made it known to F you, right? But I'm going to let you respond directly to Tori, and I'm going to let you respond to Jeff, and I'm going to let you give your source. So with that being said, King Money, the floor is yours. What do you got?
First, I'm going to give you my source that I found for.
No one gives a fuck. W's in the chat for Tori. Tori sent $150 to completely wipe out the kick fund. $150. Tori said, fuck this guy. Tori said, fuck this guy. Holy smokes. There were other donos as well, but Tori was not playing games.
Tori. Can I just say something that's really bothering me in the chat? I'm seeing a couple people in the chat saying he's definitely African. I'm watching y'all. Cause I don't like the fact that you guys like to scapegoat Africa and Africans as if we're not educated people. So you like to scapegoat anybody who you perceive as uneducated as African. Okay. So I don't like that. I don't like how these, I agree with Jeff because I just saw it in the chat. A lot of people are like, oh, he must be African. He must be African. I can tell from his accent. He didn't even have an African accent. He had a Caribbean accent, y'all. What the hell are you guys talking about? What African accent sounds like that? Anyways.
Boom. Really quickly, let me run through these other thank yous for all the donos. W's in the chat for Shannon. Shannon sent a $5 donation saying, Professor Santana teaching a third grader what a bibliography is. Yeah, it was so bad. W's in the chat for Natalie, who sent a $1.28 dono saying, listening to this guy literally is putting me to sleep. I'm here working. W's in the chat for Amanda for the $10 donation saying, as a scientist, the fraud investigations by Doge have set back American scientists' research and has set back the research by decades. The purpose of Doge was not to find waste, but war on intelligence, disgusting the way that they did with research. Exactly. W's in the chat for Elizabeth for the, holy shit, I didn't even see this one. Elizabeth sent a $50 donation. Said no source, no voice for hypocrites. Holy fuck. I'm sorry, guys. I got to figure out what's happening with Cash App. Cash App, when I get the emails, it like stacks the actual emails under like one. You know what? I'll show you guys. Well, it stacks the email under one. So I saw the first donation from Eddie, who sent $1 for the kick fund, and I added that. But once I clicked and opened up the email, it had the $50 from Elizabeth. I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't see that. But W's in the chat for Elizabeth for the $50. W's in the chat for Dominique for the $10 saying, kick him off. This guy hurts my brain with his, hey, W's in the chat. Hurts my brain with his brainwashing nonsense. I think it's just he lost a few brain cells. I lost a few brain cells listening to him. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. And W's in the chat for Matt Scrabble, who sent a $5 donation afterwards saying, in order for the military contracts, hold on. Got it. In order to placate the military contracts have been ignored, we have to ignore innovation. Our military is using 12.7 million. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Hold on. $12.7 million. Oh, okay, got it. They're using $12.7 million interceptors to take out $20,000 drones. We're losing the war financially. Our budget doesn't mean yeah. Absolutely. The amount of money that we're spending on the destruction of these drones is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. W's in the chat for all the donos, guys. Massive W's in the chat for all the donos, and W's in the chat for this amazing people that are on the panel. Jeff, Athena, Dan, you guys are absolutely awesome. Anything from either one of you guys before I swap you out?
Hit me up after and I'll help you with the thing that Cash App is doing.
The way that it keeps stacking the email, that would be awesome. Because it'll pull the emails from like yesterday and stack them under there.
Yeah, I got you. I know what it is, so we'll fix it.
I appreciate it.
I wanted to share some good news because I know I usually come here and I share initiatives. I just wanted to say that we met the goal for both of the initiatives that I had highlighted on your panel last week.
Let's go.
The goal, exactly. The initiative that was supposed to help the South Sudanese displaced civilians. It already got over 10,000. What's called, by the way, so that goal was reached. And then also the one that was supposed to feed the Eritrean families in Sudan and Egypt, that one also got over 4,000. It would be really awesome if we could get it to 5,000, y'all. And if we could get it to 5,000, it's in the link tree in my bio. But I just wanted to say, good job, everybody. Both goals were reached. So just some really nice, happy, joyful news to share.
Absolutely.
Lately, we could use any happy, joyful news that can be delivered. So that is awesome. Santana, before you drop me, I have one final thing from the last conversation.
Absolutely.
I think you were touching on it, but it's very, very clear that if Doge actually wanted to find waste, fraud, and abuse, the very, very first thing they should have looked into is the Pentagon. They've been unable to pass an audit in God knows how long. I actually don't know the amount of years since the last time they passed an audit was. And even the quote unquote waste, fraud, and abuse that they found, like you saw, was $80 million in DEI initiatives, which are not fraud. It's just money that conservatives don't like spending. It's being spent in a certain way.
Yep.
So, but yeah, thank you again so much for having me up. Kavi, always a pleasure. Jeff, nice to see you. And chat. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.
Have a good one. Yeah, and one more thing before I drop, by the way, I'm sensing this, I wanted to say something. I'm seeing all of these anti-Somali sentiments, by the way, and all of these lives, and it's genuinely disgusting. And if I see anybody who follows me or anybody who is my mutual engage in any type of anti-Somali rhetoric, I'm going to flame your I was going to say ass, but I said it well.
Yeah, this is late nights.
Okay, well, period. I'm going to flame the fuck out of your ass, okay? I'm just saying, genuinely, anybody who is engaging with all of that, because this active anti-Somali sentiment is being pushed to manufacture consent against Somali people who are minding their own business and living their own lives and don't actively do anything to harm people, but they're the ones who are actively being harmed, whether it is in the diaspora or whether it is in their own country, right? So I'm just saying, if you try to hop on that bandwagon and reproduce white tea supremacist rhetoric against another Black demographic, I will flame your ass. Just wanted to say that. So thank you, Santana. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you all. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you are a friendly, tap the screen, share the live. Let's go ahead and get the likes up. We are at 195,000 likes? We're at 195,000 likes. Let's get the likes up above 250, please. Also, W's in the chat for Blue Bonnet, who sent a $2 super chat to say, Santana, you make my workday great. Thank you. Thank you. W's in the chat for Zumba, who sent a $9.99 super chat to say, and there it is. Every time they run out of stuff, they blame trans people. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird, bro. Every single time. Every single time. That's what they do. W's in the chat for Madison for the $10 donation. Yeah, Madison, I can do that. Send me reply, Madison. W's in the chat for Madison for the $10 donation. Madison, send. You don't have to send another donation. Just reply with the link, and I'll call that out. I want to take a look at it, but I can definitely do that. Can you reply with the link so I can see it? And I can definitely do that. W's in the chat for Madison. W's in the chat for Madison. Thank you for that $10 donation. Again, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. We have to end this war. I know that it's like at the point where the Trump supporters are grasping for straws, right? Like they're literally grasping for straws and they have nothing. Let's not forget that this last guy came up here saying that we shouldn't cut the military budget. And where we ended up was him saying that DEI has been funding trans people in the military. How the fuck did we get there? How the fuck did we end up there? They have nothing. And so they just say anything. Okay. All right, give me 1 second. I see it, Madison. All right, so Madison wanted me to shout this out, and W's in chat for Madison. Madison sent a $10 donation. I'm going to put this on the screen so you guys can actually see it. So Madison is actually started a GoFundMe, and they're trying to actually raise money. So let's see here. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Yeah, I guess about military budget.
Okay, give me 2 seconds.
Or in some way.
Sure, give me 2 seconds. So this is the GoFundMe, and the spelling is super important. But they are looking to actually launch a digital newspaper. And Madison wanted to make sure that we were drawing attention to it. So if you guys, please go take a look at it. They are close to reaching their goal. They're at $1,855 of the $2,200. So if you could, please go take a look at the GoFundMe, because they're trying to actually launch this digital newspaper. All right, W's in the chat for Madison. Thank you for that, Madison. All right, you said that you disagree with defunding the military.
Hello?
Yes, you said you disagree with defunding the military.
Yeah, I guess it is more about like, I didn't really understand it. Are you a Democrat?
Or not defunding, but cutting the military budget. I'm a leftist. Are you an American citizen?
Yes.
What state do you live in?
Minnesota. Norwegian.
You're Norwegian.
Or my parents are Norwegian.
Okay. What's the NFL team in Minnesota?
The Vikings, Minnesota Vikings.
Okay. Who's the quarterback this year?
I don't really watch football. What was his name again?
What's the basketball team?
Minnesota Timberwolves. I like them.
Listen, you passed the sniff test to me. Most people, okay, you got it. All right. Yeah, I'm a leftist.
Okay, but like, would you say you're a Democrat?
No, I would say I'm a leftist, but I do vote for the Democrats.
Okay. Yeah, that kind of clears it up, because I feel like both the Democrats and the Republicans vote to like keep a military budget up. So I'm sorry, I didn't really mean to come up here then.
Yeah, no. So the advocacy of cutting the military budget is stemming from the fact that we spend too much on the military budget. It actually, not only do we spend way too much on the military budget, we actually waste so much money, and even more than that, we don't do anything for American citizens. So that's what it's.
Yeah. Can I just emphasize on that?
Sure. Go ahead.
I feel like the reason for that is because, you know, these rich companies like Apple, Microsoft, all these huge tech industries, they generate a lot of money. On all of this money goes to big CEOs and rich people. And they obviously want to keep their power. So they need a strong military to like keep power over the global hemisphere and stuff. So I don't know. I feel like it's very much about the, like, how do I say this? It's more directed towards rich people and their protection instead of like going into the protection of American citizens. And instead of like spending so much for, you know, the military, it should be instead redirected to social welfare, like free healthcare, more free schools and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the reason it's so directed to the military is because these rich people want to stay in power.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Absolutely. I mean, like, I think that when you talk about the systems that are in place that benefit Americans, it's all about the benefits of the ultra wealthy. It's not about the benefits of everyday Americans. And even you take a look at like the legislation that's passed. I tell people this all the time. It doesn't matter if you're a billionaire that's a Republican or you're a billionaire that's a Democrat. If you're a billionaire, then you're like any type of legislation is going to be passed is going to help you. Yeah. I mean, there's no ethical billionaire, but yeah, like that's what it's all about. It's literally rooted in the support of the ultra wealthy. So yes.
Yeah. When you see how much they can use it to like gain more power, like they're doing in Iran right now, it's very clear that it's like more for them instead of the people.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely.
But thank you, man. I just want to clear it up.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, have a good one.
You as well. W's in the chat for Ivy. Ivy sent a $25 donation, and Ivy said, hey, Santana, lots of love. Saw a TikTok mention this, so I had to look it up. Have you heard of this marriage camp encouragement? Singles to marry young and start families. I have not, but this is an article that is written by The Hill. This is interesting as fuck. Holy shit. Let me put this on the screen. This is a part of Project 2020. Of course, it's a part of fucking Project 2025. Holy shit. Chat, have you guys heard about this? Am I late to the party? Is marriage boot camps a thing? Holy fuck. Give me a second. I'm going to put it on the screen. Project 2025 creators pose a marriage boot camp mentoring couples. New report from the Heritage Foundation suggests policy says it will strengthen the American family, including marriage camps for unmarried people and 2-children families. The group was behind the controversial Project 2025 policy document, also advocated for other policies, including those designed to encourage people to marry young and forego education. Holy fuck. One recommendation is marriage camps, which would serve to boost camps that will prepare couples for marriage with a communal wedding ceremony and a financial reward for completion. Couples would also be assigned a mentor to help them through married life. What in the fuck is this? What in the fuck is this? Yo. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something in the background? Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something in the background? Okay. Hey, Ash.
Hey, how are you? I think you just went over it. I was going to say search for there's some sort of payout for people who marry under 30. I think I read through this. I kept trying. Okay. Yes. The answer is yes. It's horrifying, and I think you hit the point. I was going to ask you to look up is if you marry before a certain age, there's like a financial tax break or something. It's really disgusting, but that's all I wanted to say.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate you.
Take care.
That shit is crazy. Listen, I'll say this. The issue that the left has is that the Heritage Foundation was founded and they've been pouring money and ideas into the Heritage Foundation since its inception. The Heritage Foundation has been organized, methodical. They have played the long game, and the Heritage Foundation has reshaped our country. The Heritage Foundation fought to overturn Roe for over 50 years. 50 years. The left needs to get its shit together. That's fucking insane. Holy crap. W's in the chat for Jacqueline. Jacqueline sent a $25 donation, saying, I'm currently in school for my doctoral, specializing in helping women of DV and struggling to finish school. If you can share this to help me reach my goal, give me a second. Let me take a look at this. Absolutely. So W's in the chat for Jacqueline. Jacqueline sent a $25 donation, and Jacqueline she wanted to know if I could share. Jacqueline has a GoFundMe, and she is looking for some help. If anyone could possibly help raise money, she's looking to finish her doctoral degree, and it is highlighted in supporting women who are affected by DV, domestic violence. So this is Jacqueline's GoFundMe. She's only raised $525 of the $7K. Says here, in 2021, I achieved something I never imagined possible, completed my bachelor's degree in business administration. Fueled by the accomplishment, I went further and earned my master's degree in 2024. Now I've taken bold steps to get my doctor's degree. And so she goes on to talk about like the other things that she's doing. So yeah, no, I think that's it's a worthy cause. It's super dope. If you can, go take a look at the actual GoFundMe, and if you can help. I think that's super important. W's in the chat. W's in the chat. 1 second here. Sorry, let me fix YouTube or Twitch. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Well, buddy, I'm gonna have to get a little square.
You're gonna have to get what?
All right. Probably just random. Where?
Hi, Crafty, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Where was it crawling towards?
I can't find.
Hi, Crafty.
On the snow.
Okay, I don't think Crafty meant to actually request up. I don't think Crafty meant to request up. Let's see here. W's in chat for Christina. Christina, thank you so much for the $2 donation. I will send that over. I'll send that over. All right, guys. So I wanted to make sure that we had everything set here. One other thing that I wanted to share with you guys. Sorry, let me get this up here. Something I wanted to share with you guys, and I didn't get a chance to talk about it yesterday. So we're going to do it right now. Oh, okay. Here it is. Here it is. This is something that I've been wanting to talk about, and we have not had a chance to talk about this. This is something that no one is talking about. Let me put this on the screen. This is so when we talk about the corruption that is throughout the entire, there's two things. The corruption that's throughout the entire United States of America, not just thinking about the corruption within the United States of America, but also thinking about the fact that the Epstein files exposed the fact that the entire world is in massive levels of corruption where they don't care about sexual violence between children and women, right? Like they've all completely agreed that they don't care about sexual violence towards women and children. But the crazy thing about all of this is that if you take a look at who is culpable when it comes to the sexual violence towards women and children, and who was culpable with Epstein, I want you guys to know that it was a global scheme that was funded by the ultra powerful and ultra wealthy. This happened a few days ago where Bank of America had to settle a lawsuit because they help aid Epstein in the trafficking crimes. Bank of America. Bank of America. Now, what does that actually look like? Can you guys see that okay? All right. Lawsuit filed in October 2025 by Jane Doe, victim that was abused over 100 times plus others, alleged Bank of America had a plethora of information on Epstein's crime, but ignored the suspicious transactions, including millions from Leon Black and Apollo Global, because profit over protecting the victim. They never gave his network the veneer of the institutions. They gave the network the veneer of the institution legitimacy. The U.S. District Judge ruled that in January that the case could be processed. Bank of America has faced claims that they benefited from the obstructed enforcement of federal trafficking laws. Settlement was reached last week by the judge and made it public. Terms are still secret, no dollar amount. Next step, the lawyer settlement files papers in March 27. The judge will approve it on April 2nd. They also canceled the scheduled deposition of Leon Black. So that was Bank of America. Now, while Bank of America is culpable, right? While Bank of America is culpable for this lawsuit, I want to make sure people know that it's all banks until it's no banks. It's all banks until it's no banks. What do you mean, Santana? Easy. Don't even worry about it. I got you. What I mean is that it wasn't just Bank of America. Bank of America was only the third bank to settle connected with the Epstein files. JP Morgan Chase settled for $290 million, and Deutsche Bank settled for $75 million. These banks were funding sex trafficking, and no one gives a shit. No one's up in arms. No one is losing their shit. Like, these banks were literally supporting sex trafficking and no one gives a shit. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Huey, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
I did not mean to come on here.
Okay, go ahead and drop you. Guys, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin and will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. W's in the chat for Brittany for the $5 donation stand. We need to be paying very close attention to the fundamental Christian cults and communities. These people, they're the people in the beliefs spearheading the policies. It's the BPLP, Cavalism and Pearls, etc. Hey, W's in the chat. W's in the chat for Brittany. Thank you so much for that $5 dono. I completely agree, right? I mean, if you take a look at like Pete Hegseth and Mike Johnson, they're Christian extremists, like absolutely Christian extremists. W's in the chat for Shar for the $5 super chat to say, did you know that Trump put 2 88-foot flagpoles on the White House lawn on June 2025? 88 is the Nazi dog whistle that means, wow, I didn't know that. For Hitler, holy shit, I'm gonna have to look into that. Debbie's in chat for Monica for the $2 super chat to say, will you be sharing the Hill link on Discord? I can do that for sure. For sure. Matter of fact, I'll drop that link for Kay. And Kay, can you put that in the Discord, please? Please. Gotcha. W's in the chat for Shar for the $2 super chat to say, hey, Santana, missed my super chat. Did I? Oh, no, I just read that out. Sorry. I had to go back over. I wasn't looking. I apologize. W's in the chat for Frank for the $10 super chat to say, I have to go put my dog down today. Holy smokes. I'm sorry. Frank, I'm really sorry to hear that. Watching you has helped keep my mind off of it. Thank you for what you're doing. Much peace and love. Stay on the opposite next. You know I will. I will, Frank. Hopefully, I know that's going to be a tough day for you, Frank, but hopefully, you get through it. And I'm glad that you're here and we can at least keep you a little bit of company. So I appreciate you so much. W's in the chat for Frank. Thank you. The one thing, so what I was saying is the culpability of all of these institutes when it comes to what's happened to these women, it shows that not only do they not care about the sexual abuse of women and children, that every single time they get an opportunity, they're going to put profit over people. Every single time they get an opportunity, they're going to put profit over people. That's not even a question. That's what they do. Period. Now, one other thing that I wanted to mention, and I didn't get to talk about yesterday, is while billionaires suck, we can agree. There's no ethical billionaire. Sometimes sometimes a hero comes along, and it might not be the hero that you want, but it's the hero that you need. And not all heroes wear capes. This is the Delta CEO talking about what's going on with the lack of funding for TSA and how this has not only impacted Delta as a company, but how it's impacted the Delta employees within TSA that still have to actually show up and work. Oh, sorry, open it up here. There we go.
It's inexcusable that our security agents, our frontline agents that are essential to what we do, are not being paid. And it's ridiculous to see them being used as political chips. So, we're outraged, and if there's a call to action here, and I think over 90% of the American public support those people getting paid, ask our folks right here in Washington to do their job, get our people paid. They can do it.
So that was the Delta CEO, right? Now, while at times some people pay lip service, we know that, that word that a lot of people don't like to hear, performative, we know that certain people can be performative. And when you talk about a CEO, more often than not, the CEO is going to be performative. But the Delta CEO said that he's standing on big business. This is the statement that was put out by the Delta CEO. Atlanta Delta Airlines announced this week that it's suspending its standalone service for members of Congress until the TSA is fully funded. Due to the impact on resources from the longstanding government shutdown, Delta will temporarily suspend specialty services to the members of Congress flying Delta. The statement reads, "Next to safety, Delta number one priority is taking care of our people and customers, which has become increasingly difficult in this current environment." The spokesperson for Delta told the ACJ that the House and Senate members will now be treated like all flying passengers according to their Sky Miles status. In other words, just like you and me. I just want to say that your boy, your good buddy Santana, proud to say that I am a Delta Gold Medallion member. I am a Gold Medallion member. I have been flying Delta since before the pandemic. So I feel good. W's in the chat for Delta. I think that's something that's necessary because, like, a lot of times we see that the people within the House and the Senate, like these politicians, they are willing to inflict pain on others because they know that they aren't affected by the pain. Like, one of the biggest reasons why we don't have universal health care is because Congress has access to elite health care. Congress has access to elite health care. If Congress didn't have access to elite health care, then we would have universal health care. If Congress had to have the same type of coverage and pay the same type of medical bills as everyday Americans, then we would have universal health care. But that's why we don't have it. I think this is something that needs to become the standard. I think this is something where it needs to be anytime that there's an issue, that the people in power feel that same pressure that we feel, because wait times have been insane. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
No, not at all, Santana. I just wanted to ask if you've had a chance to see.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're just looking for some debate. So please, 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 guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. I appreciate you, though. Also, you can drop it in the chat. Like, I'm watching the chat as well. If you want to get it to one of the mods, if it's super important, they'll get it over to me. And if you really, really want an answer or want something responded to, then you can always send something to the pay links. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links, and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Like I was saying, the one thing that I want, I think that's necessary for us to start doing is ensuring that the pain points that are felt by everyday Americans are felt by our members of Congress. Like, that's the issue. They don't feel those pain points. And so we don't feel, or they don't feel the necessity to get things done. Sorry. Something else that I wanted to look at. Delta flying out Liam Ramos and his father to the detention center in Texas. Wait, Delta looked into flying them out. Really? I'm gonna have to check that. Because, like, Delta is doing some really base shit. Delta is absolutely on it.
Hi, Santana.
Hi.
Am I
Are
on?
Yeah. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
It was about the Delta thing. I'm a friendly.
Oh,
I just wanted to tell you where to find the information.
About what, with Liam Ramos?
Yes, with Liam Ramos, is because I was spamming it in the chat and I didn't want to get like muted or come up disrespectful.
No worries. I'll look into that. I appreciate you coming up though.
Okay. It was with Rachel Maddow, by the way, and you can find it on MS.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Guys, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. That Bulldog mom, you said you're spreading misinformation about Delta. What misinformation? Come up here and tell me what misinformation I'm spreading about Delta. I just sent you a request. Come up here and tell me what misinformation I'm spreading. And I muted you. Get up here. Come tell me about the misinformation that I'm spreading.
So, Tasha was here.
You came up and you muted yourself. What misinformation am I spreading about Delta?
You just had several people try to tell you about it, so that's why I didn't go up there.
What misinformation am I spreading about Delta?
They may be doing good things for Congress, but I don't think it's W Delta without actually looking into what they've done previously to participate in the deportation flights, and then just made another deal with Trump in regards to more deportation flights.
Okay, so it's not that I'm spreading misinformation, it's that they have done additional things that are harmful. That's what you're saying.
Right, and I was trying to spam it in the chat.
So that's
and it
not
seems that was the
misinformation,
only
though, right?
possible thing. Well, it's W Delta's kind of wild to me.
I mean, I hear you. I'm not pushing back on it. I mean, I can look into what you're saying, but again, you said that I'm spreading misinformation. I just want to make sure that I'm not spreading misinformation.
Right, I know what gets people's attention to get people to actually respond. That was the whole
Also,
point.
you just wanted attention. Got it. Got it. Yes, I will look into Delta and see what that was when it came to any type of connection with the deportation of Liam Ramos. Let's see here. So let's put this on the screen. All right, so this is the MS Now article that was being spoken about. Delta transported a 5-year-old boy detained by ICE to Texas immigration facility. This is now adaptive expert from the March 20th. Okay, so this is saying that this is from March 23rd episode of Rachel Maddow. Right now, the news is dramatic. You might have... oh, wait, so this is just an actual reading of the transcript. Or so this is a reading from the actual... Oh, okay, got it. So this is from Rachel Maddow's show, and they basically just took it and put it in written form. As a part of his contribution to the city fight against the administration attack, Benson has been documenting immigration ICE enforcements from Minneapolis Airport. Since December, Benson, along with other local activists, have been watching men and women, some in shackles, make their way from the tarmac and step on the deportation planes. The long hours is put waiting in the airport, 5 countries. Oh, hold on. Following up on the story, people are all up across the country. The detention of 5-year-old Limos Ramos, the first time the world saw him, immigration fight. Within 1 day, snatch him off January 20th. Leon Notorious, lock him up, woman in a detention center, uproar, February 1st, administration release. You might have seen Liam trip back to Minnesota, getting a visit in the cockpit of his Delta flight, a crew from a 5-year-old pilot. Back home from Minnesota, questions a week, ICE flights, weeks watching ICE, said never saw the child board one of the planes. So exactly how did ICE ship Liam and his dad from Minnesota to Texas? Now, thanks to Benson's start part of Minnesota, likely side of the car includes the flight schedule, the layout at the gate. Benson estimated roughly when Liam had to travel. He filed an open records request for a copy of video footage of the inside of the terminal. Benson paid $359 in processing costs to receive dozens of hours of footage from half a dozen different surveillance cameras, all showing Delta Airline passenger terminals and the hours leading up to the morning nonstop flight from Minnesota to San Antonio. After reviewing footage, Benson spotted Liam and his father with 3 people who seemed to be taking them through the airport. I want to be clear whether they were federal agents or contract. Benson shared footage of an excellent aviation journalist named Jillian Brockler, who broke the story last week. Brockler tracked a pair of ICE flights around the world to places such as She told the first time seen in other parts of ICE Air, not flight characteristic. Upload and shackles, part of quietly, the rest of the passengers. Airlines include the kids. Trump prison camps without trials. Department of Homeland Security did not respond to MS requests. Now, Delta told the U.S. government that air travel, often booked via third parties such as travel agencies, airlines, may have not been advance notice or details who may be flying and what reason. Also, the company told us back in ABC report that Liam and his dad had been flown home from Delta flights. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So the investigation that was completed, they found the fact that Liam him and his father had been flown on Delta, and with flying on Delta, there was someone who was able to cross-reference all of the actual footage, flights, and they found when they flew out. Now, what I would like to find, because Delta is saying that when it's booked through third parties, there's not direct information that actually speaks to who did or didn't book that. But obviously, what I want to know is, does Delta have a agreement with DHS? So let's see here. Okay, so from everything that I'm finding, Delta does not have any type of official agreements with DHS. Let me see. Does Delta?
Hi, I know you don't know I'm here. Sorry. But while you're looking that up, could I please
yeah, go ahead.
Make an announcement? The chat seems to have forgotten where they are.
What are they doing?
There are some amazing, incredible feelings going on right now.
Oh, they got big fifis?
Oh, it's a little bit much today. So, and it's been going on for a while. So I'm going to need everybody to take some deep breaths, listen to actually what's being said, because right now the big controversy is that he said W Delta for one specific thing.
Exactly.
And then something else came out about Delta, and he's looking into it. I'm not sure how much more you would like from that, but it's getting to be a bit much. The person who requested up, who said it was misinformation,
was wrong,
was incorrect and attention seeking, because it wasn't misinformation to say W Delta in the Congress situation. It was just that he wasn't informed.
Also,
now, someone just made a comment that I'm going to mute because we don't do that here. But yes, and you know who you are. So stop acting like children and pull it together.
Yeah. And that's what I want to say. Hey, chat, if you got a problem with what I'm saying, then like first and foremost, the statement that I made, W Delta, was talking about the fact that they suspended the services of Congress because Congress is not passing funding for DHS. If you can't conceptualize what I was talking about specifically, that's a you problem. That is literally a you problem. Full stop. Sorry, not sorry. Now, for the people who are saying that, oh, that's, that we've already shot down the idea of quote unquote misinformation. That's not misinformation. That's literally what happened. Now, if you have negative feelings about Delta because of the participation that they've had when it comes to ICE, then that's different. And I'm willing to look into that, which we're doing in real time. I didn't know about Delta flying Liam Ramos and his father out, but what I've been able to find so far, and I'm hoping that you guys have done your searches, because I just put it on the screen as far as what was found. And the thing that we've been able to substantiate so far is, number one, that while Delta made a public display about flying Liam Ramos and his dad back, there is no public documentation showing that they scheduled the flight for him and his dad from Minneapolis to San Antonio. Everything else that I've been able to find so far says that it was done through a third party and they were accompanied by random people, and that's how it happened. Now, if someone has anything else that I've missed, That's what I've seen so far. The next allegation that I'm looking into is the connection that Delta has with the Trump administration. Now, what I've been able to find so far is that Delta has no formal connection with the Trump administration. There's no formal agreements. She said, oh, Delta just signed an agreement with the Trump administration. Sure, tell me where. Because I don't see any agreements from what I've been able to find between Delta and the Trump administration. I know for a fact that the Delta is working with Core Civic. I'm sorry, not Delta. The Trump administration is working with Core Civics, who has their own transportation airplanes. They signed an agreement for deportation, but I don't see anything for Delta. You kicked her. Yes, I absolutely kicked her, Mary, because she said that I was spreading misinformation, and I was not spreading misinformation. I kicked her because she came up here and admitted that she was spamming. I was spreading misinformation because she wanted to get my attention. So I absolutely kicked her. Yes. How are they supposed to give you the information? Get it to a mod. I'm literally looking through the information right now. If you find something that I don't have, get it to a mod. I'm literally putting the information on the screen. Anywho, like I said, the one thing that I've been able to find so far is that there's no formal link between Delta or DHS. I'm going to keep looking. Yeah. Kay, did you have something else you want to say?
No, I'm just watching it still happen in real time. Someone, saying they're being attacked. This is the internet. Nobody's attacking anybody. We are simply stating facts. You brought up something, he's looking into it. What more do you want? It's really, this is, like starting to become like a hive mind chat that can't think for themselves, or, and not everyone, that the people who know, but it's like, can you think like for yourselves? Bye, honey. Like you want to, like, if that's what we're doing, then go ahead. I appreciate Santana looking in for that, because I'm not a fan of Delta and his status at Delta. But also, like, what do you want him to do?
You said Santana's not listening. Okay, hold on for a second. 312 Legged Benedict. I can't send you a request. You said Santana's not listening. Come up here. I just muted you. I will listen. Come up here. Give me something to listen to. What am I not listening to? I'm willing to hear you out. Tell me exactly what I'm not listening to. I can't send you a request, but you said Santana's not listening. Come up here. Let's have Santana listen to you. Because literally, as I was told about this whole situation with Delta, I started looking it up in real time and put it on the screen.
And what's funny is the person who's so upset about this, who said that they're leaving over it, is the one who sent the original comment that I copied and sent to you and said, hey, this is from somebody in the chat so that you could look into it. And they are so angry, it's just wild to me. I appreciate the rest of you. I don't know exactly why. I don't know. Part of me thinks that it was because some of the chat was silenced last night.
Yeah. Oh, they are definitely still in their feelings about last night. And I'm sorry, I don't care about their feelings because of what we did last night. Sorry.
Me neither.
Yeah.
But thank you all for the likes and the taps. If you could keep going, I would really appreciate that. And have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You as well. W's in the chat for Kelsey for the $10 donation saying the left virtual signaling is the reason why we don't have power now. So quick to turn on allies for no real information to do so. Our biggest flaw on the left. Yeah, listen, the one thing that I've learned about the left, and the one thing that I have gotten to the point when it comes to being on the left, is I really don't give a fuck about like the people that for some reason feel like they have a purity test that needs to be met. They have like, oh, we feel like you did something wrong, so you need to be a martyr. I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck about that anymore. I don't. Especially because the one thing that I've realized is that it's always black people being the martyrs. It's always black people that they want accountability from. It's always black people that they say you have to do more, but then everybody else, especially white men, get a fucking pass. I don't give a shit about your virtue signaling. Sorry, I don't. So if you're gonna clutch your pearls over what I said, and now while learning more information that in real time I'm trying to actually fact check it, you can go. I don't care. Like I'm so sick of the fake. It's such bullshit. It's such bullshit that people get so upset about certain things that we shouldn't be upset about. I don't know what the fuck is happening, but I'm not with it. And I genuinely don't care anymore. Like, for those who know what happened to me a couple of months ago and how I bent over backwards trying to acquiesce from like a whole bunch of shit, I put a video out on my page and I said on that video that it'll never happen again, and I fucking mean that. So if I fuck up for real, like, I'm not above critiquing. I'm not above admitting that I'm wrong. I'm not above like figuring out what I did and fixing it. But I'm not going to be a martyr for anyone else. After I was told that I need to host a live on my knees, you think I give a fuck? After I was told I need to host a live on my knees apologizing, I am not bending over backwards for anyone's feelings anymore. Now, if I genuinely fuck up, I can say I'm sorry, I can correct, and we can go from there. But I'm not doing like these fake feelings. Now, for any of the people that were in the comments, I don't see you in the request. It's because the first person that came up is part of the come like they want to do group bullying. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I genuinely don't care about like, I don't care about someone thinking that they're going to bully me into like saying or doing whatever they want. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I refuse. Like, you're not going to bully me into saying and doing what you want. Absolutely not. So the only thing that I've been able to find, so there's no connection between Delta and the Trump administration as far as DHS. There is an article that was ran by the, or not article, but the information I was able to find from the Department of Transportation. Put this on the screen. So this is from the Department of Transportation. This is the only thing that I've been able to find when it comes to Delta. And this was as of September last year, where they actually they sent orders to Delta and Aero Mexico to dissolve their joint venture. Right? So that's what I was able to find. The last thing that I want to check, let's see here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, so it looks like the thing that I was able to find is that Delta contributed $1 million to Trump's inauguration. Give me a second. Let me see here. Mm-hmm. The inaugural fund after Trump was actually elected. I'm gonna check Open Secret. Where's this? Delta profile summary. Okay. This is what I was able to find. Put this on the screen. All right, this is from Open Secret. This takes a look at the actual campaign contributions, and this is Delta. So Delta has contributed, their rank is 272 out of 40, almost 40.5 thousand, right? This is how much money that they contribute. But see, this is 2024. This isn't helpful. This is 2024. Because then this breaks down like the individuals. And they're saying like the individuals connected. But if you take a look at like the totals and the individual in 2024 with Trump and Harris, like the total and the individual money from Delta was more towards Kamala Harris than it was towards Donald Trump. I wish that there was like more money. The thing that I know for sure is like companies like Delta, companies like these major companies, they often just pay both parties. That's why I talk about like the billionaires and the fact that billionaires often, like no matter who's in power, the billionaires are going to be okay. What's this? Who is it? Hold on one second. Common Sense Politic. I just sent you a request. Come up here. Stop crying in my comments. You have 0 followers and you're following 2 people. You're obviously someone who just wants attention. So come up here. I literally sent, you're sitting in the comments crying. I sent you a request. Come up here. Common Sense Politics. You have 0 followers and you're following 2 people. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I absolutely thought. So looking through the information again, what I have been able to find is, yeah, money has gone to both campaigns, but I haven't been able to find anything substantial. I haven't been able to find any type of official connection between Delta nor the Trump administration. I haven't been able to find any type of official knowledge that Delta had as far as flying Liam Ramos out. And even more so, the MSN article that was referenced specifically says that Delta reported that the actual flight was booked by a third party. So they didn't have any direct information that this was done to further the Trump administration. Also, this is super interesting. It's from LA Times. Trump imposes limits on Mexican flights and threatens Delta's alliance in a trade dispute. Okay, get this open. So this is from July. How is it showing this? Hold on. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Let me sign in. Oh, dang it. Hold on. All right. It's LA Times. This isn't New York Times. I have a New York Times subscription, not an LA Times subscription. Anyway, it looks like it may have let us pass the paywall. Trump administration imposed new restrictions Saturday on flights from Mexico to threaten its long-standing partnership between Delta Airlines and Air Mexico in response to the limits the Mexican government placed on passengers and cargo flights into Mexico City several years ago. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said Mexico's actions to force airlines to move out of the main Bento, I know I'm messing that up, the international airport, fewer flights, international airports, 30 miles, anyway, violates the trade agreement between two countries and gave domestic airlines an unfair advantage. Mexico is the top foreign destination for Americans, more than 40 million passengers. Joe Biden, Pete Buttigieg allowed all Mexican pilots are required to submit schedules. Okay, so yeah. So there's that. Also, going back to the MSN Now article, right? Department of Homeland Security did not respond to MSN Now requests. Delta told us that the government air travel is often booked via third parties, such as travel agencies, and the airline may not have advance notice or details of who may or may not be flying. The company also pointed us back to the ABC News article about Liam and his dad being flown home. Appears happy to promote the but now what happened to Liam and his father is not isolated incident. ICE transportation, domestic commercial flights. We know that because many families in prison, and as describes this process, one declaration, a woman describes being locked in with a 9-year-old, nearly 2 days in a room in the Miami airport, and through the 2 airport flights. One flight was written to plead guilty, detained in San Antonio because she had not allowed any of the 2-day flights. Even if the airlines did not want to talk about it, the families being shipped to Delhi on these flights are talking about it, and there's new footage of Liam in the Delta terminal makes it impossible to ignore on the matter. So we're intensively covered and pressure campaigns brought on commercial airlines or airports and ICE attention. They're pretty upset. The planes. Okay, so this is what I've come to the conclusion of, and now I'm done with this because the conclusion that I've reached, right? Okay, give me a second. Washington Post. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so this is just a contributor. I don't see anything. I don't see anything in the substantial with this. Oh wait, so this is March. This is just the same thing covering the same story from MS Now. Yeah, it says the same thing. A representative from Delta did not answer directly. It says most federal agents air travel is booked through third parties and airlines do not have advance notice. Okay, so this is where we are. Just to put a bow on this, this is where we are. So I have been unable to find any substantial link between Delta and the Trump administration. I have been unable to find any substantial link between Delta and the deportation flights. Nothing, right? I don't have anything. And if there's any information that I've missed somehow, like I'm willing to take it, but we did a live fact check and search in real time. So yeah, that's all I got. If you're upset that I said W Delta about them actually suspending the services of the members of Congress, I don't know what to tell you about that one. I stand on that. Yeah, I'm glad they suspended the actual service for the Congress members because they should be receiving the same type of treatment as everyday Americans until they figure out what the fuck is happening and get TSA back up and running. Everything else, unless someone can substantiate anything as far as what Delta knowingly did, like I'm not denying that Leo Ramos and his dad was flown through Delta to the ICE detention center because they were, but they were also flown back by Delta and given like this whole first class treatment. And the only thing that I can say is, as of right now, there's no public connection between Delta and the Trump administration outside of the money that was donated by Delta, which they donate to both political parties. And they have openly been attacked by the Trump administration and has rejected supporting the Trump administration. So that's all I got. Maybe think due process first, maybe hold those in power accountable for harming kids. What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm so confused what that means. Anybody else got any complaints? I don't normally take complaints, but like, fuck it, we're here. You guys got more? Did I miss something? He said, yes, your tummy hurts. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about that. But you should, ginger ale will help. Yeah, I don't know. I really think that certain people are in their feelings from last night. I did see Drewski's skit about Erica Kirk. That was funny as fuck. Hey, thank you. I do think that there's certain people that are in their feelings because last night on Late Nights, we had a black ass conversation and that, you know, certain people were not allowed to engage in said black ass conversation. And so since they didn't get a chance to engage in said black ass conversation, they are butthurt. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you about that one. Because what the conversation that we had about the black diaspora was something that was absolutely needed. And I would do it again because I love everybody, but I absolutely love black people. I love you all, I do. But any chance that I get an opportunity to help my people, I'm going to do it. Sorry. What do you think about Trump basically bankrupting America? I think that what Donald Trump is doing is treasonous. W's in the chat for Becca. Becca sent a $5 donation saying parasocial relationships are toxic. It is. We did a whole thing about that on late nights, especially when people think they need to educate you and thank you for your info. Love you. I love you too, Becca. Thank you so much for that $5 donation. W's in the chat for Isabel, who sent a $10 donation saying, how are they trying to counsel you for not knowing? I'm telling you, like the purity test shit on the left is weird. We get so weird about that. And I don't understand why people think that like that's something. If people do like active harmful shit and they fuck up, like absolutely, like hold them accountable. But like when people think that they have the moral high ground and it's supposed to be like a purity test, I don't know what the fuck is happening. I have no idea. Debbie's in chat for hold on, because I want to make sure that I say your name. I know I'm going to mess up your name. Give me a second. I know for a fact I'm going to mess up your name, and I refuse to do that again because I know you sent the correct way to say it. Michelle. W's in the chat for Michelle for the $15 donation saying, thank you for the past 2 nights. I gained an understanding. I gain unserviced education, being quiet in the background. Would you do more of those? Yeah, I would. I mean, that's what we do on late nights for sure. I think the one thing that I really want to do on late nights, we have to do like deconstructing religion. It's funny because next week's topic is literally going to be about how do you break through misinformation and disinformation? Like how do you fact check, find sources and verify the information? So it's absolutely insane that we just literally did that in real time. And so we're going to be having a conversation around, and also like the fucking hive mind. It's fucking crazy that all of that happened because that's next week's topic on late nights. K, management. It's fucking insane that this just happened in real time, especially because that's late night's topic next week. So yeah, next week on late nights, we're going to be going through misinformation and disinformation. How do you break through that? How do you do your research? How do you avoid falling into like the hive mind mentality? Like spamming misinformation when there was no information is fucking wild. Santana just came up with this, right? Hell no. So what's funny is myself, my wife, and Kay, all 3 of us, like we'll talk through like what do we want to talk about on late nights, and we'll map those things out. And the 2 options that we had for late nights this week was either 1, do the open panel where we let people talk about the things that's important to them, or 2, have the conversation around misinformation and disinformation. And then whichever one we do like this week, the other one's going to be the next week. And so since we did the open panel this week, like next week is the misinformation, disinformation, and it fucking happened in real time. Crazy. W's in the chat for Marie for the $5 donation saying, to my casserole cousins, if it says Black AF, how the hell are you thinking you're invited? Pipe down, Becky. To Santana, love you. I love you too, Marie. Holy shit. Love you too. Last but not least, W's in the chat for X Killer, who sent a $1.99 super chat to say, y'all that switched up, stay on that side. Yeah. Like, if that's how they feel, absolutely. If that's how they feel. All right, guys, we were supposed to be off a while ago. Like, literally, I was supposed to be off a while ago because I wanted to send you guys on a raid over to Parker, and then I was gonna hop on with Parker a little bit later, but like we end up going down that fucking rabbit hole. So this is where we are. Anyway, I'm gonna call it because we'll be back later. At some point, I'll be hopping on and hanging out with Parker for a while, and I'll be on like later this evening at some point. But we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. It's been a fucking crazy one. Let's go.
You stepped in a box, now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here, you better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats to get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit.
Hey,
if you dare, hit hard,
man, guys, the internet's a funny place. The internet is absolutely a funny place. I don't understand it. Also don't understand people who have like this wild sense of entitlement that think that they're the center of all existence. I don't know. It couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Anyway, we're gonna get out of here. I appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you, right? Especially the people that stayed here and went down that entire like rabbit hole with me, because that shit was crazy. So I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate the shit out of all of you. We'll be back this evening. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for all the gifts, the taps, the likes, the shares. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for being you. I love you all, and as always.